Okay, we're now going to fit our flap to our back panel. So I've got my flap and I've put a pin in to mark where the centre is on that top straight edge. I've also done exactly the same on my main panel, and it's easy enough to do just by folding it in half and popping a pin through that area. You can make a mark on the foam, it's not a big drama. I just find a pin is easier. And I'm just going to take my two panels, so my exterior panel and my lining panel, and I'm going to line them up right sides together so I can see the lining part of my flap when I'm looking at it. And I'm going to line them up so that they are together centrally. So those two pins are at the same place. I can remove the pins now. And that's those clipped together. So you can see this is the exterior. So they're right sides together. So I have the flap, right side of the flap sitting together with the right side of my exterior fabric. Now I'm going to baste stitch along the top edge here, add a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now what you need to be careful of is that you actually don't kind of push your flap along as you start stitching. So I tend to start stitching perhaps, I'm going to say, 1/2 inch in from the outside edge, and I go backwards to start with, which just secures that that flap in place. Because there's quite a lot of bulk here, and because I'm using faux leather and I've got foam, sometimes you find that if you try and put the flap on as you start stitching, it kind of moves it slightly as you stitch, and then you end up with a flap that doesn't sit centrally. So again, we're base stitching, so we're using a long stitch length, a 6 in this case. And there we have our flap attached to our main panel. Now you can kind of see where we're going with this now, can't you? So I'm going to pop that out the way, and I'm going to come back and we're going to look at putting our other magnetic fastener in.